What is up, you guys? James Scugadall here once again. How's everyone doing today? I hope you've had an awesome day, that you've accelerated yourself, that you've achieved some goals, that you did your Wim Hof method today, that you did your breathing exercises, and you took a cold shower, bath, and even though you hated every minute of it, I hope you did it. First thing in the morning, just pump that cold shower all over yourself. It's the only way to do it. So that's a good way to master your body, take control over any weakness you might have, and just tell yourself, hey, there's nothing that's impossible for me. I can do this. I can stick to something for a while. I can get healthy. You saw my before and after picture after 10 days of the Wim Hof method. Hardly any eczema left. It's phenomenal. So I got to keep going harder with it. I got 90 days to go, and if it's something that I can establish built in as a routine, I'm going to keep going with it. Because what it really boils down to is biohacking. And I don't know if any of you guys are into biohacking, but there are some interesting things that you can do to your body that can make a difference. Just little tweaks. And the Wim Hof method is a tweak to biohack your immune system to be boosted, to be spiked, so you're not getting sick. You're not getting down, you're not getting depressed, but you're getting stronger. And though you still might get some bugs at first, I got a cold the other day. The eczema went away, got hit with a cold, the whole house got wiped out. My daughter's voices are like gone. It's croup is what it is, so you got to get dexamethasone, go to emerge, and it's a big deal, right? But it hit me far less than it hit my wife and kids, so I think there's something to this, guys, so we'll see. We will continue going with the Wim Hof breathing method and cold showers and ice baths and walking around outside in the cold in our skivvies, and we be getting it done around here. But what I want to talk about a little bit more today is other aspects of biohacking. And you know what? Biohacking can be just as easy as eating healthy for a while. Eating good greens, good veggies, cutting out the cheeseburgers, the fast food, the deep fried things, and just boosting your immune system for a while. So you can biohack from a vegetarian diet, something that's easy to digest, lots of fiber, something to clean you out. You can biohack by doing a juice fast for a week. You can biohack for doing a water fast for 3 days. You could even biohack by doing a ketogenic diet. And I did a keto diet for 4 weeks. I'll just tell you this. I wanted to try it because as a pediatric nurse, we use it from time to time for kids with epilepsy that isn't treated from medication. And so we have these children that are having seizures, not controlled, with Ativan, phenobarb, lorazepam, which is Ativan, Valium, and there's a number of other things too that we can use as last line defense. But sometimes all those things don't work. And so what we will do is the pediatricians and the dietitians will just make up a ketogenic diet. Be strict about it. Absolutely no sugars in. Carbs are super minimal. And you'll find the epilepsy stops. So a ketogenic diet is neuroprotectant. We find that the body can operate just fine on ketone bodies. Once the glucose stores are gone, ketones can replace that. And what you'll find, though, as an adult, it kicks in your fat burning. So I did it for 4 weeks, was in deep ketosis. I could check my urine at work with our machines. Or I even went to, what I did really, though, is I went to Walmart, bought some keto sticks. You pee on them and they turn purple. But from time to time, I would check at work. Don't tell my boss. Good thing I went casual. And what that means is that you can see if you have ketone bodies, the exact amount. I found that I was getting a lot of erythrocytes, which are blood cells, leukocytes. And so I thought, man, maybe this is getting a bit hard on the kidneys. I felt fine. I lost 8 pounds. I didn't work out once in 4 weeks. And I ate normal. I just ate keto diet. So I was eating a lot of bacon, a lot of oils, vegetables. But still, you have to weigh your vegetables to make sure you're not going over your carb allowance. But a lot of meat, but mostly fats. Avocados, I was crushing avocados. I would make the bulletproof coffee type idea in the morning. So you'd brew your coffee, you'd put a tablespoon of butter in there, you'd pour some heavy whipping cream, you'd blend it, froth it up, and it tasted really well. So that was a form of biohacking. Now, there are tons of forms, but a quick one that I want you guys to do, because it only takes 2 minutes a day. There's a really popular TED Talk based off of this, And because we're on our cell phones so much, I mean, be honest with yourself. You had your phone on you all day long. You looked at it like at least 5 times an hour, maybe more. And this is just, it's become part of our body, almost an extension of ourself. And it's crazy how fast the mobile phone, the smartphone, has 100% adoption globally. Now, I think there are going to be some scary things that come out due to this tech down the road, but that's a video for another time. But what ends up happening is that we have kids, adults, everyone else, looking down at their phone, bending their neck, slouching their shoulders, not holding themselves upright. What we find is that this is a depressed posture. And so there is some research that would show there is an increase in depression for people that are chronically on their cell phones, looking down, slouched neck, slouched shoulders. We're finding neck pains, neck problems, sometimes severe things like that happening. And so with this TED Talk, what it goes on to say is that we need to change our posture from one of depressed, weak, timid state to one of strength. So you do the opposite. You stand up, shoulders back and down, head held high, okay? Arms in the air for 2 minutes. And you just picture yourself that you just won the 100-meter race against Usain Bolt in the Olympics, okay? That feeling you'd get if you won a 100-meter gold medal record, hands are in the air, and you're screaming, you're pumped up. You do that for 2 minutes, what we find is cortisol levels drop, okay? Stress hormones drop, all right? Good hormones, you know, maybe a bit of adrenaline would increase a little bit. You become far more confident. And I'll post a link to this TED Talk because it's awesome. It's game-changing, man. But power pose for 2 minutes. And what you'll find with the research shows, even a blind person, if they win at some sort of game, they find they have a similar response. They've never seen it, of course, you know, especially if they've been born blind, but something triggers deep down inside, or maybe it's our animal brain, our core instinct that God gave us. Victory means arms up. Victory means a power posture. Victory means head up, eyes forward, just being an alpha. Whereas being on your cell phone, sitting down, head down, shoulders slumped, that's a beta posture. That's a weak posture. That's a stress posture. That's a defeated posture. So I'll give you an example. When I'm going to preach, I will do a power posture for 2 minutes in my office before, just to get myself ready in that regard. Of course I've prayed, of course I've read my Bible, of course I've prepared my message, but I will stand in my office, hands in the air for 2 minutes and just picturing victory, right? Because I want to be confident when I go out and speak in front of people, okay? I did this at work as a registered nurse. I had a really difficult patient that kept ripping out her IVs, 7 or 8 years old. These kids are screamers. They get mad, they freak out. What did I do? Power posture in the bathroom for 2 minutes because that pediatrician said, James, I am not putting in another IV in that girl. You're going to do it. And I said, okay, let's rock and roll. And so the mom and dad held her down, pinned her down. Another nurse held one arm. I held one arm with all my might. And I got that IV in first try. And it was fast. It was quick. It was done. And then it was no problem for her. And so if anyone ever watches this, they're a pediatric nurse, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you get these Dothraki screamers and there's all you can do to pray and hope that you get that IV in on the first attempt. And so the power posture helped me there. The power posture helps me to preach. The power posture helps me to feel stronger and confident. So biohacking 101, the easiest way is just do your power pose. Both hands in the air, shoulders back, stand as straight as you can, and maybe yell if you have to, and just imagine victory, success, winning, what a champion feels like for 2 minutes. You can go longer. I'll post a link to this TED Talk, and it'll shake you up how awesome it is. All right, guys, be confident, hit your goals. Love you. Cheers.